So hello, everyone. This is Dagmar, your spiritual healer and teacher. And today's talk, the topic is why remembering is the key to your future. And let's wait a couple more minutes for other people to jump on. And then we'll get started. If you are watching, let us know in comments where you're watching from, city, state, country. And I'll get started in just a minute. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about there is a prize to win today for your participation. And the way you need to participate is basically answer a prize question in the comments. And anytime during the live or anytime during today, which is May 24th. And at the end of the day, I will put you in the drawing if you comment below, if you answered the question, the prize question. Now the prize question is going to be somewhere in the talk. So you have to pay attention to find the prize question and talk so you can answer it in the comments below. And that's what's going to enter you into the drawing for the prize. And I'm going to share with you what the prize is at the end of the video. So anyway, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. And so let me just say that, you know, everybody's talking about spiritual awakening, you know, how we're waking up. Well, if you think you had a spiritual awakening and you haven't remembered your past lifetimes, if you haven't remembered where you've been, what you've done, and what's been done unto you, and who you are, you really didn't have a spiritual awakening, okay? And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of people think of spiritual awakening as waking up to what's happening out there. And really spiritual awakening is more about waking up to yourself inside of yourself. So in other words, waking up to the part of inside of yourself and to your inner self, I should say. All right, I think I got that right now. So anyway, that's what spiritual awakening is all about. Now, when I had my spiritual awakening, when I first met my twin flame, I did start remembering my past lifetimes. And so I don't know if you realize, but 95% of our life is driven really by our subconscious mind. And that's all the stuff that really is below our consciousness, below our conscious awareness. And, you know, only 5% of your life is driven by your conscious mind, which are your thoughts, your affirmations, you know, your intentions. And quite often, depending on what's in the subconscious mind, those can get overridden by the subconscious mind. And so now you know why sometimes your affirmations may not work. Now, here's what's mostly stored in our subconscious mind. Basically, in our subconscious mind, we have stored all the unresolved pain experiences from the past. This includes our past lifetimes. And so that's what really is driving your life, because what happens on a soul level is that our soul wants to learn from our experiences, but it can't really do that until you actually process or fully complete that experience. And so when it's an unresolved pain experience, meaning you haven't fully completed it, it actually manifests itself in your life in the form of your drama. In the form of, you know, whatever dysfunction you might be living, in the form of perhaps your doubts or your fears, etc., etc. So, or any blocks that you might be having. And so that basically, you know, keeps recreating itself in your life because it's not completed. And it happens on a very subconscious level. You know, in my early 40s, when I first started dabbling in healing and remembering my past lifetimes and all that, I discovered that pretty much most of my life, in this life, I've lived in repetition of another lifetime, including raising a boy without his father. And it just blew me away. And I had no idea that I was actually doing that. So that's how we keep recreating on a subconscious level the experiences we have at present time, and we draw people into us with that as well. So 95% of our life is really driven by our subconscious mind, and you don't really have a control over that, how that happens. However, you do have control over what is in your subconscious mind, okay? And so for this very reason, we keep repeating history, okay? And it's so fascinating because if you look at what's happening in the world right now, right? And you start paying attention to the kind of topics that are showing up, the subjects that are showing up, like, for example, Nazism, communism, socialism, women's rights, and so forth, right? All those subjects are popping up. Now, haven't we lived that already? Haven't we been there and done that already? Why are we repeating it? Haven't we learned our lesson? Well, and that's the thing. We're repeating it because we haven't processed the pain. We have unresolved pain from those times. And, we actually create our collective reality with it, because the more people, or if enough people haven't healed that past, then we collectively create that in our collective reality, okay? And that's what's happening out there right now. So we can make an individual impact, because when we, shift things inside of us, we individual contribute to the collective. And the more people shift things inside of them, the more we are changing the collective reality, okay? And so this is for the same reason we keep creating patterns in our lives that are dysfunctional, like patterns of abuse, for example, where it's actually passed on through generations, So we get multi-generational in our patterns, okay? Or patterns of attracting the same old bad boy into our relationships and so forth, right? There's many different kinds of patterns we can create. Now, the way to stop that, to completely put a wedge into this whole thing, is by remembering. And, what are we remembering? Well, what we're remembering is our pain. It's our painful experience, remembering our past lives, remembering what we've done, remembering what's been done to us, remembering who we are, And when we can remember, okay, because pain wants to be seen, pain wants to be heard, pain wants to be acknowledged, okay? And so when we do that, all of a sudden, voila, it dissolves. It ceases to have power over us, okay? And it's so fascinating to me how many of us, or how much time we spent on forgetting. People turn to alcohol to forget. People turn to drugs to forget. We turn into workaholics to forget. We turn into sexaholics or whateverholics. We get busy with entertainment, with video games. We get busy with people, and so just so we don't have to remember, just so we can forget. And the funny thing about it is that as soon as we remember, that pain stops having power over us. Okay? Do you realize that 90% of healing is bringing the pain, the unresolved pain, into our conscious awareness? 90% of healing happens that way. And so all you have to do is remember. Now, you may wonder, well, is it really that simple, right? Is it really as simple as just remembering? Yes and no. Yes, it is that simple. And no, it's not that simple, because some of us don't remember our past lifetimes. So what do we do, right? So what I've done is I actually created an entire process to help people do that, which is called the Ariel Quantum Healing. And sometimes there's more that goes into actually healing than just remembering, although remembering is 90% of the work, basically, of the effort. But then sometimes we have to do some soul repair, or reintegrate lost parts of ourselves, or look at decisions we made that we're still running under, et cetera, et cetera. So there's other things that can be incorporated into the whole healing process to really resolve whatever the issue is. But in essence, it's really that simple. It's about remembering, okay? And this is how we can basically change our entire collective consciousness through, remembering our past and remembering our pain and healing it. And through the process of remembering, you can finally lay down your sword and you can open your heart. And because in today's spiritual war that we're fighting, the sword is really love. And love is very high on the vibrational tone scale. Most of us are down way low in the vibration of fear, because fear is a derivative of pain, okay? And so a lot of us are down in the fear area. And so, how do we rise up into the love? Remembering your pain and processing it properly. And so when we get to the vibration of love, when we work with other clients, I know a lot of you want to be healers and are working toward that, or some of you perhaps are healers, already have a clientele already. Well, you cannot pull somebody up in vibration if you're not there, first of all, yourself. Second, you got to be able to sustain and maintain that vibration of love, okay? Because quite often, if you still have unresolved experiences, something can trigger you, and all of a sudden you're pulled back down into the area of fear and through the low vibration, because you still have issues to work on and resolve. So you cannot sustain that. And so in order to create a 5D movement out there to really help us all rise, to help humanity, to really help shape the planet, if you will, we've got to be able to sustain our vibration in love. So this is really important stuff I'm sharing with you that's quite relevant to your future as a healer, but also to your future on this planet, because, not everybody's going to make it into 5D. And what is 5D all about? It's all about being in the vibration of love, in the higher vibration. A lot of people aren't going to remember, and they're going to keep living that treadmill over here of constantly repeating the same old history. So why is, remembering the key to our future? Well, if we can heal our unresolved pain and remember it and bring it to light, then, we don't have to be spending time trying to relive it. Because in essence, that's what's going to happen, whether you want it or not, because it happens on a subconscious level. And remember, you don't have any control over that, okay? And some of us don't even know we're doing it, okay? But that is your dysfunction, that is your drama in your life. So if you can remember your pain and dissolve it and transform it into your wisdom, then it helps you get off that treadmill, right? And then you can focus, instead of trying to relive your past, now you can focus on, creating the future, creating something new, something different, something better, okay? From a more conscious standpoint as to what you want to create. And that is really the whole idea, right? Of being able to create a new, different world for ourselves that is better, that's based on love-based existence. Here we go, right? Love and higher vibrations. How do we get there? Got to remember that pain and got to, bring it into consciousness, conscious awareness, and allow it to transform into your wisdom. And so with that, with remembering, going through the process of remembering your past lives, for example, You got to remember what you've done, where you've been, and really remember who you are. And you're going to become more light rather than pain. See, a lot of us, come into this life and then we take on the personality of our pain. But see, you're so much more than your pain. You're so much more than even your personality that you took on to be in this life, who you wanted to be in this life. You're so much more than that. And it's about really becoming more of your light. Okay. And with remembering, you're going to be able to lay down that self-doubt and replace it with faith and trust. And you're going to be able to find your voice and speak your truth. And you're going to acquire strength, emotional strength through that process. Because as you're healing your pain, guess what? It's going to give you your strength back. And it's going to help you connect with your power. And that's what we need. That's what you need in order to move forward in your journey in terms of, being able to have clients, right? Because some of us, have blocks around even being able to be seen out there or get out there. And I know I've been there, done that, okay? And, some of us attract not enough clients into our business. Some of us attract the wrong clients into our business. And so to remedy all that, you got to get your vibrations right, okay? Because you're attracting with your vibration or repelling with it, one or the other. So, that's what remembering is all about. And remembering is the key to your future, not forgetting. Remembering is bringing things to consciousness, bringing that pain to light and transforming it. And for those of you who would like help with it, who want to be supported, who want to get on the jet plane, okay, and really get to your place of being able to contribute to society and to really make a difference faster, okay, I have devised a program called 12-Month Alchemy for Healers. And it's basically like an incubation or an incubator where you can, through, work on your transformation, go through the Ariel quantum healing process, through the shadow work, and really work on yourself and remembering the pain and digesting it properly and transforming into your wisdom properly and learning through that process. Okay, I've devised all that, and I did it in such a way that it's so cost effective for you. The entire year, okay, costs less than 10 sessions with me, 10 healing sessions, okay? And you can do as many healings on yourself as you want in that process with the guided healings, with the guided healing meditations, and you have the life support, and you have so much more other kinds of education about how to help the body in terms of becoming healthy, how to, make supplements energetically with water and things like that. It's absolutely fabulous information I'm sharing in there with you. In fact, tomorrow we have our next mastermind group meeting, and I'll be teaching on, fear of success and fear of failure. And because those are the ones that are holding us back quite often from, moving forward. And so anyway, I hope that you can join us for that you can participate in it. It's all about you and excelling and being able to be part of the tribe that's going to, change our collective reality. That's my goal, is to help as many people as possible who are open and willing to make a difference out there and in themselves, and then make a difference out there with other people who are willing to learn, who want to be part of something way bigger than themselves, and who are going to help make it happen. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, whoever you are. And so with that, I'm going to close it out here. So the prize for today's participation is actually my ebook that I wrote a bit ago. And it's about accelerating your spiritual awakening and transformation. And you can win that prize by commenting below and answering the prize question. So now the prize question is, what pattern are you experiencing in your life that's keeping you stuck on the same old treadmill? And so I want you to think about that carefully. What pattern do you keep repeating over and over again in your life, and you're not able to get off the treadmill? And so go ahead and comment below, make it only a few sentences. You don't have to make it long or in detail. Try to summarize. And I will be putting you in the drawing, basically, if you comment below at the end of today. So you can comment anytime during the day, okay? And today only, though. And then I will basically pick a winner, all right? And you get to win my ebook. So anyway, I hope this was enlightening for you. And with that, I'll wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.